Okay, good afternoon. This is Lynx. I got another video here. It's mostly tarot, but it's a concept that can translate to other oracles as well. So, this is about getting to know. Most people who get involved in reading cards want to develop their own intuition, their own psychic ability. And in order to do that, you have to really be sensitive to what it is you're reading. The person that you're reading, the energy that's going through the cards or whatever oracle it is you're reading, you're really increasing your ability to be sensitive. So, with that in mind, something that you can do that's rather easy to develop your sensitivity is to get to know and be sensitive to the personality of the deck that you're reading. There are individuals who would like you to think that every deck reads the same, and in some cases it can, and you can decide across the board, this tarot deck means this thing because these are the traditional meanings, or you can be more nuanced in your reading and actually be aware of what's going on with the personality of the deck. For example, in this particular deck, it is a tarot deck, but it's got hearts and spades and clubs, just like a playing card deck. So it reads somewhere between a playing card deck and a tarot deck. And whereas the two in a tarot deck would be the High Priestess, it's different here because there's two scenes relating to this one's childhood. Okay. In that case, the way this one reads, usually when spades come up, it's good news in this particular deck. So the personality of this particular deck pushes forward spades. It has to do with good luck, and it actually can read somewhere between them. So this could mean an obstacle and or an enemy, or it could mean, say, a stalemate or a coming to equilibrium of the tarot. This could mean childhood, and underlying it also is suggested the High Priestess. Now this one has to do with the King Arthur story, and I have a lot of experience with King Arthur, so this particular one is also influenced by the stuff that's on the King Arthur tales. So for example, that's the god Lu on the sun, and this is Sword in the Stone, so it might be a feat or a test of strength or something that is an opportunity that will change your life forever. Whereas in the original, or as what people say, the traditional is it could be a thief or a stolen opportunity or an opportunity. But in other words, the strong is strongly influenced by the personality behind the King Arthur stories. This is a playing card deck. This is my favorite playing card deck. This is Bicycle Monsters. It is very much influenced by monster movies of the 30s. So when this one comes up, it usually suggests that a man is working on his destiny. This one is an individual who's actually following his passion. So the actual personality of the deck, this could be a new addition to the picture that gives you a great deal of energy. The deck itself has a personality, and I work with and keep that in mind when I'm doing a reading, especially if I'm working to be more intuitive or me spontaneous in my reading and actually read the person in front of me rather than forcing them into my understanding of what a deck is. This is my own personal oracle. This is the Alice in Wonderland dice. This one usually has to do with, this one actually specifically has to do with people finding what their core purpose is and whether or not they're aligned with their core purpose. And so that personality of the oracle comes into play when I use it. So I'm not really big on keeping things static and stuck and saying, this always means this, this always means this, this always means this. I think that's a rather mechanistic way to do readings, and I think it limits people from actually coming in touch with their own intuitive, their own psychic ability. Remember, the mirror, this is just a mirror, is sort of reflecting your own stuff, your own abilities, and the ability is not in the deck, it's in you. However, the relationship that you have with the personality of the deck and you create something completely different, something magical, something nuanced if you really know what you're doing. So spend some time practicing with a couple of different decks. Get yourself maybe 3 decks that you have, or different decks of playing cards, and note what the personality is. In some cases it may be much more serious, in some cases it may be much more frivolous. Sometimes people will read with a deck that seems to be more about games and playing than it is about truth. You will learn that if you start to play around with the personality of the particular deck. I'm Lucky Links. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, put them in the thing below. I'll do my best to answer, and as always, I'm wishing you success and good fortune in all that you do.